اللهم إن كنت تعانق دمعة الفكر تناجي الله في صبر وترجو رحمة تسري، فعاش القلب إخلاصا وصرت تحوم كالطير تحلق في ثقافات وتنهل من ربى الخير.
But this woman has gone over the line to anti-Semitism. She talked about Israel hypnotizing the world. I mean, that's kind of an old anti-Semitic trope.
One of the key things that Labour won't go on to say is that being anti-Israel is the same as being anti-Semitic. They're saying you can criticise the Israeli government for its actions without that in turn being anti-Semitic. Now, that is a huge issue.
Aren't you tired of being slandered and having your free speech rights taken away just for calling for Palestinian human rights? Well, you should be, because there's something that the mainstream media isn't picking up on. It's time that we get honest with ourselves. Israel is using anti-Semitism as a means to silence your criticisms of its inhumane actions. Don't believe me? Let's take a look. In the US, you can boycott the government, the president, the church, whatever you like. But in more than 20 states, boycott, divestment, and sanctions on Israel has been legislated against. And the legislation keeps on coming. In France, Macron is planning to pass legislation which will make anti-Zionism illegal as hate speech. Oh, and it's also illegal to protest for Palestine there too. Cynthia McKinney, Mark Lamont Hill, Angela Davis, just to name a few, are amongst the long list of prominent African Americans who have either lost jobs or endured international smear campaigns calling them racist for supporting Palestinian human rights. And let's look at Ilhan Omar, who has been accused on several prominent news outlets of having dual loyalty for being Muslim, has been called a terrorist, and even accused of being involved with 9/11. She's been attacked yet again for suggesting foreign interest groups want to make people loyal to foreign countries for money. Apparently that's not obvious, and if you were referring to Israel, it's an anti-Semitic trope. Here's how I can tell that the self-described Zionists are lying and slandering Ilhan Omar. Because one of the pillars of Zionism is to believe in Jewish loyalty to Israel. If you don't know that and still call yourself a Zionist, you aren't a very good one. But the UK doesn't have this problem, right? Oh, that's right. A lifelong anti-racism campaigner and leader of the Labour Party, Jeremy Corbyn, is enduring a non-stop smear campaign because he supports Palestinian human rights. Israel loves real British anti-Semites, going as far back as to Arthur Balfour. Don't believe me? Search up Balfour's Alien Act. If you repeat an indisputable historical fact, like Ken Livingstone, are a Jew and call Israel a racist state like Jackie Walker, or perhaps get tired of anti-racist parties being called racist for being against anti-Palestinian racism like Chris Williamson, you get thrown out of your party. All this from a group of people supporting a foreign regime who consistently claim they are undermined and have no power in politics. Makes sense. Listen, this is really serious. And if you are actually against racism, you should be concerned about politicians conflating Jewish people with the Israeli regime and the hate that this will cause. Anti-Semitism is a disease and does exist and should be rooted out from wherever it lingers. However, anti-Zionism is not anti-Semitism. Israel is an oppressive, colonial settler, murderous apartheid regime. It should be condemned, it should be challenged, and we should never accept being called racist for opposing the racist regime and calling for the human rights of the people of Palestine.